If you've ever wondered what life on Mars would be like, Project Eagle is definitely the interactive experience for you. From Blackbird Interactive, makers of Deserts of Kerak, Homeworld Deserts of Kerak to be precise, and in conjunction with NASA, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, comes Project Eagle. We're going to see here today what it's like for the colonists of Mars 100 years from now. Yes, it is the year 2118, and we're going to see what it's like on the surface of Mars for a colony that has been up and running for a few years or a few months or days. I'm not exactly sure, but it's going to be really neat to see how things are on the Red Planet. If you're looking for a management type of game or a simulator, this is not the experience for you, as this is more of kind of a guided tour of what life might be like for colonists sometime in the future. So again, if you'd like to see more of this, click or tap that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're new here, and welcome to all you fine folks. It's a pleasure to have you with us. If you remember Homeworld Deserts of Kerak, you'll definitely recognize a lot of the same assets and such. And this is a very beautiful, I think, done map. It just looks really cool from what I've seen for screenshots. So without further ado, let's get in to Project Eagle. Here we go. Gale Crater. Eagle Base. EB02 Colony Construction VIS Eagle Base Exploration Demo. And there she is, Eagle Base. Wow, we can already see vehicles driving around and everything like that. Very cool. And you can really zoom in close. Wow, that's nice. What does it say on the side of that vehicle? Heavy construction or heavy refinery? Something heavy. Wow, look at this. Incredible. Human beings have been here for a little while, it seems. There's buildings already built out on the planet. Oh, it looks like there's some sort of a structure over here. Oh, is this a shuttle bay? Yes, it is. There's a shuttle in there. Ready to launch, I think. Very cool. Wow, very nice. Nicely protected from the elements and everything as well. So we can see here that human beings have been digging out... it looks like they've been digging for something. I'm not exactly sure. Vehicles are running around. Looks like they've been flattening out the land, maybe for future structures. We can see vehicles driving around here, doing all sorts of different exploration duties and maintaining the grounds and whatnot. Seems like this vehicle here might be actually building. Ah, yes, this must be scraping up the surface of the planet and gathering the rock here. That is the Heavy Industry Truck 15. So it looks like they're using that in order to flatten the ground out or perhaps pick up dust and such. And we can actually see people driving around. Impressive. Very cool. Well, looks like they're doing the same over here. Oh, so they're getting ready for some very large building projects. There must be a quarry over here. Yep, you can see the elevated ramp that they have. So they must be driving back and forth, picking up rocks and such, maybe to make Mars concrete or to, I don't know exactly, maybe to experiment on or to flatten out to build structures later. Wow, look at that tremendous dome out there. That is amazing. It looks like a huge, like a terminal or an airport or something like that. Here is probably where they're storing their water. And we can read more about this in just a second. We'll take a look at a few things. First, we're going to find out what exactly these structures are. See if we can look at them. It looks to be maybe some housing or something like that. I see windows and stuff. It actually looks nice. And here they might be making algae for oxygen. Or something along those lines. Lots of satellite dishes around, lots of communication devices. Water purification, oxygen purification, and electricity. So those are going to be things that are very important. It's becoming nighttime now. Oh, that's beautiful. Where's the sun? Maybe we can catch the glimpse of a Martian sunset. Ooh, went down quick. Beautiful. We can see some big satellites off in the distance. Really cool roadways and such run along here. So we definitely see one large landing bay there for perhaps supplies. And same over here. Ooh, it's getting even darker. Wow, look at that. And same thing we saw over here. I wonder if they're... Oh, you know what? It looks like they're getting ready to build more of these things. More water storage tanks and such. So they must be... I wonder if they drive around in a circle or something to drill those out. I don't know how they do that. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe they landed or something and placed it in the ground. Very cool. So the year is, it looks like it's the 27th of October, 2118. There is, it's been 86 years, or 86 days, or 86 months. I'm not sure exactly for the Mars date. And the population right now is 5,596. So there's almost 6,000 people on Mars, getting very close to it. We can see vehicles driving back and forth around the satellites there. Looks like they're driving out to deliver supply or whatnot. That looks really cool. Very cool. Let's find out what some of these buildings are then. Let's go into sensors mode. Oh, and look at that. There's a main well underneath. So there's a main well underneath the large base facilities there. Let's actually take a look at the facility. So we're near the Gale crater. And there's Mount Sharp over there. So we have the subsurface of Eagle Base. You can see where the base is then, the perimeter. So that is a launch facility there that we saw before. Launch facility. Here it is. Well, for most colonists on the trip, Mars is a one-way journey to start a new life. Reusable interplanetary spaceship can be refueled and launched from Eagle Base's launch facility. Oxygen and hydrogen fuel can be generated through electrolysis of Martian water and stored in underground fuel tanks near the launch facility. This process can be used to create supplemental oxygen should the algae ponds fail to meet demand. Oh, interesting. And there's a vehicle service area underneath. There's a landing zone here. Landing Zone 02, built to accommodate larger cargo shipments from Earth as well as the landing of relaunchable interplanetary spacecraft. This new landing zone features radio beacons to allow for high-precision landings. The site is located far enough from Eagle Base to prevent mistakes while in landing from threatening the colonists, while still being close enough to ease travel time and cargo transfers between the landing site and the base. Ah, so there you go. Very neat. So we can see here that that's where they get their landings then. Their landing supplies, and they're brought in via the highway here. Wow, Martian highway. Would you look at that? Wow, look at how cool this looks. If anything, it's pretty. It would be cool to see this as a game, actually. To actually build a real colony like this with real concerns. That'd be really cool. That's neat to see that thing driving by. Wow, very, very, very cool. Very atmospheric. Let's look around a little bit more. What's this landing pad down here? Landing Zone 01. Once the lifeline that tied the new Mars colony to Earth, this old landing zone has been replaced by the larger Landing Zone 02 found directly to the north. Ah, so it was all the same stuff from before. Communications array. While the available bandwidth for the communications suffers from great latency due to Earth, with 4 to 23 minutes of delays depending on the orbital positions of Mars and Earth, large gains. Let me zoom in a little bit more if I can to read this. Oh, it won't let me zoom in any further. Large gains in bandwidth have allowed the colony to deal with increasing communication demands. Martian internet services are now available through robust and planet-side backbone. Very nice. Large hab pod. Improvements to Mars-bound cargo capacity and landing technology enable larger pre-assembled facilities to land at the colony site. Multi-story living quarters were the first structures to purpose for long-term colonization and featured modular components to allow for easier fitting of replacement parts. That is cool. That's really neat. Medium habitat. Oh, large improvements to the Mars. Oh, that's... Wow. So there's large and small between those two. That's really neat. Okay, we can see vehicles over there. So these are some of the earlier stages of the landing. So this is definitely 86 years in the future, not months, because there's the initial landing zone, and then there's habitat pods over here that were eventually abandoned to move over to the large area there. And there's the large dome there for communications array. So that used to take 4 to 23 minutes. So that's where it all started, right over here. And now they're using these zones for more mining and such. Doesn't say what these are. Communications array there. Causeway, so we can see where things go through here. More habitat pods. Yeah, those are all over. So it looks like they really used a lot of these as they were building the road then to go towards the main base. So let's see what this thing's all about. Eagle Dome. This large construction features space for almost Earth-like ecosystem on the surface of Mars. The radiation-shielded dome allows for enough sunlight and outside views to reduce the claustrophobia of Mars settlers and maintains the environment suitable for life outside the pressurized suit. The largest building ever constructed off-world, it took the advantage of low Martian gravity to allow for spans that would have not been possible on Earth. Very neat. Algae ponds. Oh, here we are. Algae ponds serve two critical functions to the Mars colony. The most important is the conversion of carbon dioxide to oxygen. The second function is a supplemental food source for the colonists. While dependent on Earth manufacturing for many components, these structures were the first to take advantage of indigenous construction materials in the form of Martian concrete and glass. All right, so that's what those large... oh, here those structures built into the ground are the condo blocks. So these are the condo blocks. So that's kind of cool. Constructed out of Martian concrete, and these living quarters sit mostly underground to protect the colonists from solar radiation. A network of tunnels allows people to move freely between buildings without having to don pressure suits. Very nice. More algae ponds over there. Water treatment facilities. This plant has two purposes: purifying Martian well water for human consumption and recycling colonial wastewater. While human consumption is one factor in calculating colony needs, the vast majority is needed to drive the Martian agricultural projects. Oh, okay, wow. So most of our water is used for farming then. Algae and such. Alright, so there's more of those habitat pods. So this is the algae here, and this is the water processing facility there. Let's see what else these might be. Communications array, of course. Many of those around, as you would imagine. What is this structure here? Power plant. This nuclear fission reactor was one of the first structures to be landed as part of the permanent colonization effort. While dependent on uranium fuel sent from Earth, it's able to operate for years between refueling runs. It offers enough power to provide the entire colony with electricity, as well as generating thermal energy to operate the water treatment facility. Ah, very interesting. Oh, the Curiosity rover landing site. That took place right over here, the Curiosity. Let's take a look at that. Ah, so this is... Wow, so this was a long time coming. I wonder if we can actually see the Curiosity out there. Is there any marking for it? Maybe this is where it did a little driving. Is there any sign of it? No? It's a large monument, though. Let's take a look and see what that says. This monument was planted to commemorate the landing site of the Mars Curiosity rover, launched on the 26th of 2011. Wow, November 26, 2011, aboard the Mars Science Laboratory (MSL) spacecraft. Curiosity landed in Gale Crater on August 6, 2012. Curiosity's journey, starting here at the Bradbury Landing, paved the way for the location to be selected as the perfect site for the first permanent human colony on Mars, Eagle Base. Wow, that's impressive. There's something here called the Norris Road. Where does that go? Oh wow, it leads way out of the colony, all the way around. Goes way off into the distance. So this road here, oh, there's like checkpoints along the way too. So there must be other structures and such along the way. So you have to pass the power plant if you're coming back in. So it looks like the road comes through the power facility here, and then somewhere back into the colony. Wow. Let's take a look at what else is around. What is this over here? Nothing? There's another road over there. What is that? That is the Bradbury Road. Landing zone 1 and 2. 2 is much bigger now. Yep, you can see that. That's for sure much more important area. We've read about the launch facility, water production. They have a fission reactor here. That's now possible. You can see underneath all the red lines. So this must be... Ah, there you are. Launch vehicle service area. So these tunnels here, these red lines, must be underground tunnels connecting the Eagle Dome to all the other structures. Wow, look at all that stuff. So there's underground storage, there's tunnels, there's most of the facilities underground, as you would imagine. Helps to keep things a regulated temperature a lot easier. Eagle Base subsurface. And what is this over here? Curiosity Way. This is a road of some sort? Seems like it doubles back. Maybe this is all where the Curiosity drove to. You can see all the pathing and such from the Curiosity. Maybe, or maybe that's where human beings walked around at the start. Let's see. So Curiosity Way seems to be... Oh, that's actually a road. That's what that is. It's the road and the base borders it. So that's a road that comes in from, that's the Norris Road going in through here. Oh, it actually passes and goes all the way through. So if you come in here, the Norris Road essentially goes right into the facility, maybe underneath. Let's go ahead and see if we can see vehicles coming out of there. Oh yeah, that's definitely an area for vehicles to come in and out of. Vehicle going inside there right now. Very cool. Let's just listen and watch for a second. Let's just be immersed into the Martian nighttime. Really something else, isn't it? Really cool to see the beginning of the base is over here, and now you can see them. This must be for the concrete that they're constructing and talking about all the time. All that's used to, this is probably like the service area for the large vehicles, and then those vehicles go to work out here, and then maybe a vehicle runs back and forth. Kind of like in farming, when you have large harvesters, and then there's a grain cart that comes and gets the grain from the truck while it's still out there harvesting. So from this, it's the same thing. This large vehicle here fills up with all sorts of different type of concrete or elements made used in the making of concrete, probably water and that stuff, and then they probably bring it somewhere for construction, maybe underneath, maybe right to the site. It would make sense that they make the concrete right where they're going to place it. So they mix the elements, water and that there. Two vehicles over here, maybe doing maintenance or whatnot. It's a pretty impressive little demo of what things would be like or what they would look like. And of course, if you're doing a mission in, like, for example, Deserts of Karak, they put in tons of work on the landscape, and nobody ever really pays attention to it because, you know, they're focused on trying to complete the mission rather than look at the beauty. But this is really cool. You can see where the launch bay is connected to the bay 1 and 2 were over here, and then this was the only thing that was here. So you had this area here, all these habitats, large and small, and then the launch control, and then over here was the landing bay, or the launch bay probably, to get back. They probably had those two things constructed first, and then they built the second one over here. So maybe more plans to build structures. Maybe they're doing excavation, research, that type of thing. There's all sorts of things going on. And then part of a road construction out here for some reason. It's really cool how everything's kind of incomplete. Like, this is literally the midst of building like a world. Like, you can see the road coming all the way through here. Large pathway. Wow, that is quite a steep jump there. Wow, I think that dude did a wheelie. Awesome, dude. Sweet. And then there's a pathway up here, so I think this is the Curiosity Road here. So they had to do a little mining and such to kind of square this area up. So look at that. People out driving. I wonder how long an Earth day is compared to a Mars day compared to a Mars year, that type of thing. Like, how many times would you age on Earth on Mars? Because, like, for example, the age difference would be different. If you were to, if you were to be born on Mars, if you were 20 Mars years old, would that be like, is that 10 or is that 40 or is that 100? I don't know. It's definitely beautiful, though, and the music is just incredible. They did a fantastic job. Project Eagle, by the way, was announced in 2017, and they did a demo at the DICE Summit that same year, and so they released it to kind of, highlight the InSight rover on Mars. So Curiosity's site over there was a nice landing spot. I wonder if there's anything else we have missed. Original base site, as they said there, so I was right about that. I didn't even see that. Bradbury Road. Let's see if there's anything else to highlight there. Anything underneath that we can look at? There's the two fission reactors. Not fusion anymore, not nuclear fusion, but fission, which is much different. Let's see what we got over here. More water treatment facilities there. More communication arrays. Very important, multiple things. There's the causeway there, so that's probably the area that connects. That's probably a very highly traveled road between Zone 2, and they probably come straight down this way, or straight here, depending on where they get into the base from. But it looks like the most important way to get into the base is underneath, because there's no way in over here. So we can see all the storage facilities of the base. It almost looks like a giant, airport. You can see areas that look to be open and such. Very impressive. All that radio comms and everything. It's really cool. So all this to maintain life on Mars, like 2 large water tanks there, plus many, many more. 2 of these 2 might just be for their food. Everything else might be for like the creation of oxygen or purification of water. Maybe they use the algae for some sort of purification process before it's sent over to the water treatment plant. Very cool. This is nice to look at. This makes me wish I could kind of design my own thing, but made in conjunction with NASA. You can kind of see everything kind of created here. That's probably made for more communication, better communications, a little higher up. Oh, look at that. The dust is still settling from the vehicle. Iron pipes and such are here. Maintenance or current build project. I see a light off in the distance there. So there's definitely more going on out there. There's more, look, you can see lighting. There could be mining going on out there. Maybe they're looking for more water sources, research, all sorts of things. As you can see, vehicles coming back and forth to the base. They're either out doing building projects. With 5,000 people here, everybody's got to be doing a job, and it's got to be an important one. So there's people either making concrete, purifying water, working on the electrical systems, building roads. Everybody is super important here. Did the population go up, or did it go down? Uh-oh, did we lose anybody? It's at 5634. I wonder if it was at that number before. Wow, that's quite incredible. Well, a very beautiful sight, I'd say, but I think there's only one thing left to do here, so I think we should launch the shuttle and return home. Curiosity Way here. I just want to make sure we kind of took a look at everything, subsurface and all that. Looks like Eagle Base was kind of built a little bit underneath the, on some more solid rock. So that's probably why they're removing the surface. You know, it's all dust and whatnot, so they're probably cutting down to the Martian bedrock, which maybe not too high or too far underneath the ground. Look at that. You can see where they made the cut. That's really cool. Really neat indeed. And then everything's kind of shaping up for the future build. All right, well, let's go ahead and launch our shuttle and get back to Earth then. I've enjoyed my time here. A quick little peek at something unusual. I don't mind taking a look at these. Really cool, really fun. Everything from power plants to landing zones to water. It's going to take a long time. A lot of our lifetimes, probably not even going to pass. Your grandchildren's children's children are probably not going to be able to see that. At least it's going to be a lot of hard work to colonize Mars if we ever do it. I don't know what the purpose would be unless they find a bunch of Rice Krispies on there. Then I'm all for it. All right, everyone. Well, let's take one last little look at the colony from far away because it looks beautiful with the lighting. Look at that. Let's watch from over here next to the miners. Let's watch right here. There we go. Perfect. All right, I'll give you a second just to take it in, and then we're going to launch our shuttle. Wow, they did a really, really well job. Really, just a splendid. It's just good. A job well done. Just well done. It's good. I like it. All right, well, let's head back to Earth then. So that means we're leaving from over here. So I suppose we'll take a road. I guess this road here isn't finished. This must be a new road that they're building or that they're not. I wonder why they wouldn't use that. It's straight in from the landing site. I suppose because there's nothing going down into there. They probably had to spend a lot of time in here. They must have taken a lot of time to build that with just those few people. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they landed stuff first. I don't know, and then drove it over there. Well, let's get out of here with the shuttle then. I guess it's anybody's guess. They probably landed all the heavy equipment and started underneath the surface and then collapsed it in and built this giant dome. Very cool. Look at that thing. Jeez. Awesome. I'd like to see a fantasy game like that. Like that's kind of realistic, but also fantasy. All right, anyway. Let's go ahead and launch this shuttle. Ready? Let's go. Wow, totally worth launching that thing at night. And that is that, Project Eagle. So there you go, about a 20-minute look, free on Steam if you want to take a look for yourself, share it with your kids, teach your class or something like that, a little bit about Mars. Just download it. It takes like no PC power at all. So available on PC, available on Steam for free. Check it out. It's and by the way, check out Deserts of Karak too, because that was kind of more of a fictional game, but it was really cool and gave me some good feelings that I really liked. So I'll go ahead and see you guys next time. Thanks everyone for watching, and make sure you click or tap that like button on the way out. Welcome to all the new subscribers too. You guys are great, and I'll see you next time for more of video games in general, because this one's pretty much, this is it. That's all we had to do, and that was fun. I appreciate that. So nice work to Blackbird Interactive and NASA. Thanks for teaming up, you guys. And good luck to the crew on NASA's InSight Explorer. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone.